What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Star here. Subscribe for more content from us here at Going for the Ropes. Also, give us a like and leave a comment. Hope you enjoy this episode.
This is Christopher Daniels. You're listening to Going for the Ropes.
On the ropes. That's on the ropes, right? On the ropes? There we go. On the ropes. It's a bloody beautiful podcast. I love it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Star here. And today I will be starting a new series called In Depth, where I will be going in depth about some wrestlers. So, as you can tell from the title, today I will be talking about Roman Reigns. Now, my personal feelings of Roman Reigns is I don't like him, but it's not that I don't like him because he actually sucks like that badly. It's not like he's Eva Marie bad, but he has a lot that he needs to work on. I won't go too much into the NXT stuff, but I do feel that Roman Reigns was brung up way too early. He started off with football and moved into wrestling, and I just feel that he should have been kept in NXT longer. Granted, he had the look, but the moves and the mic skills weren't there yet. However, getting started with his main roster debut, he debuted with The Shield. Amazing group. They were great together. Obviously, my personal favorite, which is very surprising, especially how I talk about them now, was Dean Ambrose. I loved Dean Ambrose when they were in The Shield. I thought that he was going to be the breakout star of The Shield. I was very wrong. Roman was, I would say, second favorite or first favorite for a lot, mainly because he had the look. Now, it's understandable, a lot of people, I don't want to seem disrespectful. A lot of female fans love Roman because he looks good. He does. He looks amazing. He is very handsome. However, you cannot base a wrestler off of their looks, male or female. Like Eva Marie. Oh my god, she was so amazing. I love her. She was my life. Blah, blah, blah. She sucked. Get over it. Thank God she's gone. However, we're talking about Roman. Roman, back then, he was a part of a team. So it's a little easier to not show what you're lacking while you're in a team because you could tag in and out. And it's a lot easier to show off his strong points, in which case Roman's is his signature moves. He was the bigger guy of the group, and he looked stronger, and for him to just get the tag in and throw you around a little bit, Superman punch, spear, win, it's very believable, especially from a tag team point of view. However, in singles, it's different because you're by yourself. You kind of have to slow the pace depending on the match type and how much time you're given. But at this point, he didn't really have that. Now, I feel the peak of Roman Reigns when he started was Survivor Series, November 24th, 2013. He was the sole survivor. He looked amazing. He eliminated pretty much everybody by himself. Again, sole survivor. And he looked amazing. I was one of the people who was like, oh my god, Roman Reigns, he's amazing, blah, 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 blah. Then came Royal Rumble 2014. Roman entered. A lot of people, including myself, was hoping that he won. He didn't, and Batista won. We all know what happened with that. Batista got booed. We felt like we were screwed. Moving along, it was The Shield versus the Wyatt family at Elimination Chamber. Amazing match. Both teams put on stellar performances. I think this was like one of the matches of the years for 2014. After that, they kind of didn't have anything for them, which really sucked. I think they should have saved that for WrestleMania. But we got The Shield versus Kane, Road Dogg, and Billy Gunn. Now, I love Kane. Love me some Kane. Kane is amazing in the ring. He has slowed down a bit. He's not even there right now with running for office. Road Dogg is now just backstage, and Billy Gunn is off in New Japan and all of these other promotions, still wrestling and still kicking ass. But the way it was set up sucked, and the match was about, I wouldn't even say 5 minutes. I felt like it was shorter. It was kind of just boom, 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 done. It was disgusting, which then leads to a bunch of random, well, it's not random, it led to some great matches between the Shield and Evolution, with Batista leaving and the Shield breaking up in June of 2014. After the Shield breakup, we got Roman Reigns immediately in the main event picture for the title from June until August. He then got into a feud with Randy Orton at SummerSlam, which I don't even remember, which then led up to Night of Champions, which we were going to finally get Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. You stab me in the back, I'm going to get you back. This was the win that Roman needed in order to get where WWE needed him to get. However, he got injured with a hernia and the match was canceled. He returned on December 8th. He won Superstar of the Year, which I don't really see that, especially with him not winning any titles, being gone for months, not really in any interesting storylines. It made no sense to really make him Superstar of the Year. Which then led to the 2015 Royal Rumble. Now, during the whole time frame that Roman Reigns was injured, we had, majority of the fans had fell in love with Daniel Bryan, even more so than we already were. And we wanted him to win the Royal Rumble. It didn't happen. We got our hopes up again, and somebody who we didn't want to win won. That was Roman Reigns. Now, I think Roman Reigns kind of got the Batista effect, and then it didn't help that The Rock came out to help with fans cheering him, which The Rock ended up getting booed too. Haha, jokes on you, Rock. You can't make everything gold. This led to Brock versus Reigns at WrestleMania, which it was a good match. I kind of saw Reigns going over, but surprise to all of us, Seth Rollins cashed in the words of Michael Cole, which is probably the best line he has ever given, the heist of the century, and he wins at WrestleMania. After that, we get Seth as champion, and Roman is kind of just floating. He's floating until October 26th on Raw, when he won the Fatal 4-Way for the number one contender match. Now, at this point, Roman was getting booed, but he still had hope. And I think the hope was that he was finally going to get his much needed revenge on Seth Rollins. Most times within WWE, when somebody backstabs you, you have to get your revenge, or they just beat your ass and you kind of just go about your business and go into new feuds. However, with Seth and Roman, even though we've seen them in matches possibly on Raw and at the time, because There was no brand split on SmackDown 2. We never got that full closure yet. So it was still who is better, Seth, who is on top of the world and holding the company on his back, or is it Roman Reigns, who wants to be on his back, but the fans don't quite approve of yet? And Seth got injured. Now this led to a tournament in which we thought we were going to get a heel turn, but Roman stayed true to his word and he stayed face. Now we go to Survivor Series, November 22nd, 2015. He wins the tournament and he wins his first WWE title. However, 5 minutes after winning the title, Sheamus cashes in and he loses the title. On November 23rd, he wins thanks to Vince McMahon putting his career on the line. If he loses, he will no longer be there. If he wins the title, blah, blah, blah. He wins the match. January 4th, the McMahon-Reigns beef starts, where McMahon wants the title off of Reigns. Reigns prevails. We kind of side with Vince, but it's still that hope for Roman that he can overcome this. McMahon puts him in the Royal Rumble. For the first time ever, the WWE Championship is being defended at the Royal Rumble, where Roman Reigns is number 1. Now moving along to the Royal Rumble, January 24th, Roman loses his title to Triple H in the Royal Rumble, which pretty much expected. I don't think anybody really expected Roman to come in and go out like that. That's too not believable. We then move on to WrestleMania 32, where he wins back in his third WWE title from Triple H at WrestleMania. Now, this match was crap. Roman, at this point, had main evented 2 WrestleManias. One was good, the other was, and surprisingly, the one that he won was, I think that it was at this point that people knew that Roman was essentially the new Cena. Especially with the next feud, AJ Styles, which lasted for 2 months. AJ Styles losing, which I believe that was testing waters for AJ, for Vince to see how well he can work with their favorite, which Styles did an amazing job at both pay-per-views. After the Styles feud, at the end of the Styles feud, we saw returning Seth Rollins, pedigree, Roman Reigns, which got a pop, but he's a heel, but Roman's a face, but we like Seth better than we like Roman, because technically, if you really think about it, this is all because Seth one-upped Roman. Roman never got to do the one-up on Seth. This led to their match, which Seth won, and then Dean cashed in on Seth. Dean won, which then led to a full-on Shield feud, which lasted only a month. The Shield feud was then, you would expect, halted, but it wasn't. Roman got hit with a suspension for 30 days for failing the drug test. Now, the wellness policy, I guess. It's still the drug test, people. He failed it. Now, most people that have failed the drug test, some have gotten back into the main title picture, some haven't. none have been in a title match feud, failed the test, and was still involved in the feud. It makes no sense. It doesn't look right for your company at all. And it pisses fans off because fans, we have the internet. We know pretty much a lot of the shit that is going on. And for you to put on your website, Roman Reigns has been suspended for 30 days for failing the wellness policy test. By the way, Roman Reigns will be at Battlegrounds fighting for the WWE Championship after his 30 days is up. What? That's like you telling a crackhead. Well, I'm not trying to call Reigns a crackhead, but that's like you. How can I put this? I don't want to say crackhead. People are like, oh, you say Reigns is a crackhead. I'm not trying to say Reigns is a crackhead. I mean, you never really know. It's like the vice president of the school smokes crack. Now, this is all hypothetical. Smokes crack, gets suspended, comes back, and wins Best Vice President of the Year in the school district. It makes no sense. And in a way, it's insulting our intelligence, which has a lot of fans heated that it still happened. Now, what WWE could have did was save the feud for later, which would have been perfect for around, say, now, or even a few months after, not right away. It doesn't really matter. Reigns lost that match anyway, and the brand split happening, the WWE title was on SmackDown. New Universal title on Raw. Reigns lost to Finn Balor on his first night, which Roman kind of just bounced around with stuff until September 25th, when he first won the U.S. title from Rusev. Now, I loved this feud between Rusev and Roman Reigns. I think that Rusev, I wouldn't say this year, but previous years Rusev has been dominant, and he has been able to eat losses like it is like a chewable tablet. Like he would lose and he would still look like the biggest badass, but now not so much. However, that feud made both of them look very dominant, and this is what we are missing from storylines where both are dominant, where now it's kind of like both are weak, or one is weak, one is cowardly. Like, we don't need that in every storyline. We need the believability that these two guys are really tussling it out for the title. And this is what we got with Reigns and Rusev. However, after the feud with Rusev, he kind of just bounced around with the U.S. title, not defending it until Chris Jericho came along January 9th, 2017, and won it due to it being a handicap match. Now, I know a lot of people saying, oh, that's unfair. You know, it was a handicap match. However, he did not defend it at all. So, I mean, 2-in-1 match, okay, you'll be fine. But he was in the world title picture while having the championship. That's another argument that people could make. However, Rusev, and I could do a whole Rusev episode because it pisses me off what they do with him. But Rusev was dominant in NXT. He was undefeated. He then moved to the main roster. He was undefeated. He was dominant. He won the U.S. title. He was undefeated. He was dominant. He lost to Cena at WrestleMania, and Cena won the title. Cena did the open challenge thing. It allowed newer talent from NXT to come up and challenge him, and people that were brung up from NXT to showcase their skills. However, it wasn't Rusev. It didn't do the same thing as of what AJ Styles is doing now. Rusev won the title back, dominant again, lost it to Reigns. Epic feud. Reigns does nothing, loses it to Jericho. Now, I know I'm kind of off topic talking about the US title, but this is a part of Reigns, and this shows why a lot of people have the hate for him that they do, and the US title was included in it because Reigns never showcased the title. And I believe I've talked to a few people about my hate for Reigns with that title because he wore it over his shoulder. Now, people can argue with me about this all day long. Oh, you know, people have held the title over their shoulder. Neville does it now. Yeah, Neville is a fucking heel. He is supposed to show disgrace to the title. He's supposed to make you hate him in any way possible. It's not supposed to be cool. It's not supposed to be amazing. Naito was flipping, throwing the shit every fucking way. Oh, you know, you like the title? Oh, I got the title. Fuck that title. I don't want that title. He broke the fucking title. But it was interesting. It was different. It was a reason for you to want somebody to win, to restore that title, which is what happened with Naito and Tanahashi. We did not get that. We got Roman. Oh, I won the title. It's just there. You're not a heel. You're a face. You're the face. You're supposed to be the next person in line to be the face of the company, and you don't. You're. It's not that you're supposed to wear the title and become the title. It's that you're representing the company. You're representing that title. That is kind of your badge that I can't believe this is about to leave my mouth, the guy. Instead of just, I'm the guy and I kind of got this thing right here. Do you want to fight? It is different for a heel and a face when it comes to title. Heels can do pretty much whatever they can to the title because they're not held to a standard. Faces are held to a standard. You're the good guy. You're the one that kids idolize, especially if you are the face of the company. You can't be cool and have the title. It not as a face. You just can't. And wearing the title over your shoulders, I feel, and I've heard this from many older like managers and wrestlers, that wearing the title over your shoulder to the back, it's very disrespectful, especially to the people that have had it before. And this is a reason why heels are allowed to do it. You're disrespectful. You're being disrespectful to the lineage of that title. And for you to be a face and do that, it just shows that you don't really care. Which you need to. You need to care. You need to make it relevant. You need to put stock in what you're worth, because if most people never make it, if you do ever make it to the world title, most people will expect that you're going to be disgraceful to it and not want you to touch it. Moving on, January 29th, we have the Royal Rumble, which was Reigns' match against Kevin Owens for the Universal title, which we got the start of Braun Strowman's feud with Roman Regins. Now, I loved everything about this because I love Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns loses because of Braun Strowman interrupting Royal Rumble match. Number 30, everybody is expecting a debut of Samoa Joe, of Kenny Omega. Like, we have our hopes set high. Like, we were with it. We were like, give us something that we could fuck with. Like, make this worthwhile. Like, we spent $10 a month on this. Give us some good. Give us some we could feel and be excited about. Who comes out at number 30? Roman Reigns. You know this nigga is gonna get booed. You know fans don't like him. Why the fuck would you put him at number 30? Like, I understand, it was last minute, and I've heard people say, oh, but he was in a title match, that's not fair. People have been in title matches and then came out in the Royal Rumble. It doesn't really matter. You're in it. But for them to put Roman as the last surprise entrant, it just fucked with a lot of fans. Thank God he didn't win. However, it led to a WrestleMania match, which I will get to soon. But after the Royal Rumble, we have Fastlane, March 5th, which it was the first match on pay-per-view with Braun and Roman. I thought that Roman had lost, but Roman had won, and he was the first man to pin Braun Strowman. The Royal Rumble match itself, not the title match, but the Royal Rumble match, we got Undertaker be eliminated by Roman Reigns, saying, "This is my yard now," which then set up WrestleMania main event. See, told you. He somehow got in the main event versus The Undertaker. Now, I'm not a huge Undertaker fan. I'm an Undertaker fan, but I'm not that huge. This was disgusting. Now, we have seen Undertaker the past couple of years. He is older, he's a bit slower, but he's still the Undertaker. He's still able to put on great matches, no matter what. This match was sloppy. Reigns could not pick up Undertaker for a tombstone. He dropped him at least, I think, 2-3 times, attempting to do the tombstone on him. Reigns wins. Let's just cut to the chase. And I wish you could see my face. I feel disappointed. Now, one thing is people say that he retired Undertaker. I don't believe that. I think that he just won. End of story. But after that, he becomes the big dog. He retired Taker. This is his yard now. He's the guy. Blah, 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 blah. And he has lost every pay-per-view since. Now, Roman Reigns is sort of shoved down our throats, but it's not to the level where our hate is. And it took me a while to really sit down and think about it. Why do I hate Roman? I don't hate him. I hate his booking. I hate that he is booked to be this strong, somewhat unbeatable guy. Because it's just not true. It's hard to believe that. And with the Braun feud, it really elevated both of them, and mainly Braun. Braun really got to showcase himself during that feud, and Roman got to look basically like a bitch. He lost pretty much every time after that to Braun on a pay-per-view. And this leads into SummerSlam of this year, where Reigns was talking hot shit, and I'm the only one that could beat Brock, even though if you look back at WrestleMania, when it was him versus Brock, you got one good shot in, but Brock was tearing that ass up, and he got pinned at SummerSlam. Fatal 4-way. And if people really think about it, SummerSlam was 4 of the top guys on Raw. Roman, Joe, Braun, Brock for the Universal Championship. Braun dominated everybody. He made everybody look like his bitch. Joe was basically just a submission machine, just running around putting submissions on people and trying to make them go to sleep and tap out. Brock was the overcomer. He was able to win throughout everything. Roman just did his moves and he lost. He got pinned. He took the ultimate loss out of everybody there. Joe could still bounce back. He didn't get pinned. He was just on the outside wrestling. Braun didn't get pinned. He was the most dominated force that night. Brock won. He pinned Roman. There is no way without them slowing Roman down and getting him out of the title picture for at least a year to allow him to build his character. Please change his music. Please change his attire. He is still in Shield mode. I mean, the Shield just got back together with 2 of his members and they still ain't doing what they used to do. It's still fresh. And Roman is still kind of stuck in the past, which I think the only way Roman will get over, and it's not even this Cena shit, this Cena shit will make it worse for him. I think Cena will get more cheers than Roman, honestly. But the only way for Roman to get over, in my point of view, Roman needs to go away. Roman needs to go away 5 to 6 months. Why I say 5 to 6 months? That's enough time for the hate to chill down for a little bit. Have him debut a new attire. It could be similar but different. Have him update some moves. Have him go back to the Performance Center. Get some new moves in his arsenal. Maybe don't focus so much on the Superman punch and the spear, so that people aren't saying, oh, that's all he fucking does, because it kind of fucking like 6 Superman punches and then like 2-3 spears. So annoying. Have him get some new moves in his arsenal and new theme. Have him come back as a face. I don't even say turn him heel. Keep him as a face. Have him fight Seth. It's him starting over. The only way for Roman to start over with fans is to get that final win over Seth. And it could be a great angle where Roman just comes back and he's all sparkly new and he's, I've been hated by the fans. I've never really been able to hold a title. I've never been able to be myself because of you stabbing me in the back. Boom! Storyline. Boom! Fans kinda liking Roman. What are they waiting for? The match. Now, of course Roman would win, but Roman would showcase new moves. Boom! You got more fans on his side for wrestling. Promo skills, he could do a little better. As long as he has something else besides what he has now, and he finally gets the much needed win over Seth at a pay-per-view, he will be fine. The boos will greatly calm down, and after the feud with Seth, he can go through a new line of getting to the championship, which can eventually lead to him versus Brock and him beating Brock, him being the ultimate top dog. Will this ever happen? Probably not. I'm blowing smoke up all of our asses. Especially the Roman Reigns fans that are like, oh, why don't you like Roman? He's actually pretty good. Fuck Roman, and he's the new Cena. We don't like him. Fuck him right now, asshole. But it is what it is, and it will keep being what it is because Vince just wants what he wants. And it's kind of a fuck you to all of us because we, in the words of CM Punk, will keep pouring money into this company. And our voices will not truly be heard until it is a stop. And Roman Reigns will continue to be this guy that he is until they finally notice there needs to be a change. Something needs to happen to ultimately show his weak points. Every wrestler has weak points, but we have not seen his. I mean, most wrestlers, their falling point is their ego. It's either they're too cocky, they're too sensitive, they're too brash. Like, Roman just thinks he's the shit. And that could be his weakness, but right now that's his strong point. He knows he's the shit. His character knows that he has the company behind him, so it's kind of like, I'm a good guy. You know I'm a good guy. You know why I'm a good guy. You know who made me a good guy. So suck my dick because I'm the guy. And it's really nothing heelish about that. It's kind of just like, you know, the teacher's pet. He's a dick, but he's a good kid. But he knows he's the teacher's pet. Everybody knows he's the teacher's pet. But nothing he do is wrong in the teacher's eye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the first episode of In Depth. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, rate us, let us know how we're doing. Comment, let me know who else I should do an in-depth conversation about. I have some ideas, but I would like to know who you would like to hear me talk about. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, and this is Star signing off.